Oh dear. You're not actually going to watch all this, are you? Bloody hell. Oh dear, there's someone else watching now. I'm literally just sitting around. Oh my god. Was just reading like Google News things. Take your money. Yeah, we're all just sitting because I don't feel anything. So yeah. And if I keep looking over there, it's because my dog's just chilling. So we're all sitting. Dear, oh dear. Oh, bloody hell. Hmm. There's someone new. Hello. We're just sitting around because I can't feel anything. Welcome to my channel. Well, I scared someone off. Who's liking this video? Oh my god. Oh dear. My condolences. Oh shit. Um Do zombies poop? This is the questions we all wanted answered. Now I have to sit here and contemplate that. Newtown. What is it? The hair? Oh, bloody hell. I don't actually play these. Good night. Look, I've done my hour of sitting around. It's now 10 o'clock in Sydney, so maybe I can go to bed. I've just spent so long sitting around not really knowing what to do with myself. Oh my god. So we've got 6 votes on the poll for should I do this more often. Yes, but quieter. Why am I here? Nothing is real. Yes, but as a mandatory cult ritual. That one comes out on top easily. So you guys all want me to start a cult, which I know I've been talking about for like 10 years or so. You know, would help if I actually believed in something, but alas. Yeah, no, so I've spent a lot of the day and a lot of the last few days sort of just sitting around not knowing what to do with myself. So, you know, let's live stream. I'm going to end this poll before any of you change your mind. No one wanted a meditation hour. Where do I actually find that poll if I want to see it again, though? Or should I have just taken I should have screenshotted it, eh? Oh, well, most of you want me to start a cult. Oh, there it is. Let's just screenshot that before I lose it. Yeah, distractionism. No, Cam, you've come to this too late. Distractionism is my cult. We've known that for some time. I've just never got around to formalizing it. I did have a message board for a while, but yeah, I didn't really. I don't know. I lose interest in things so easily. And that's why I'm in therapy. Because, like, you know, I try, but I lose interest in everything eventually. So, what else? I scroll up and see if there are any questions I should answer, seeing as we're here. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I scared off a few people, didn't I? Yeah, the do zombies poop was a weird one. Although I'm not sure that zombies decaying would be an issue either, because, like, they're undead. They don't really follow natural rules, do they? Oh, some argument about vaccine passports. Hey, well, I'm fully vaccinated, so it doesn't matter. I'll be fine. I just download whatever and, you know. I mean, the tricky thing will just be, like, how do you enforce it? Because you can't have security guards everywhere, and dickheads will do what dickheads do. We got some demands to tell you a story. Maybe I'll tell you one I heard on a bus one day, but let me just keep going through all these comments. Yeah, so this is my Dyson fan thing, which I think there's a video of the day that I got it. And it has a cooling and a heating mode, and it's cold in my room. So, like, you know, Sydney's had some warmer weather, but mine is the coldest room in the house. It's on the dark side of the house, which seems appropriate. Air doesn't get in easily from outside. And it's cold, like my cold, dead heart. So sometimes I need to warm it up a bit, although it's getting a little bit warm now that I'm actually moving around. And it connects to an app, and it tells me how clean the air is. I don't know how accurate it is, but so it's an air purifier. in a way. Not that I've ever really needed it, except like when the bushfires are smoking around, and I would be surprised if it had any applications with COVID, but I think it has a HEPA filter in it, and they say that that's a good thing. I don't know. Oh, and I think there was some argument about the government as well. I'm just like, let's not get into politics, because it doesn't matter what I think anyway. Like, I can't affect anything, so who gives a shit? But I don't know. I'm tired of everyone's attitude. I don't think it dehumidifies, but it does have a thing that I think it like maps what's been going on. How do I access that? Nope. It has something to measure the. How do I? Oh no, that's not it. So it's got a air quality thing and a temperature thing and a humidity thing, and you can see the reflection of my Doctor Who pictures with Mum. So the humidity has been going down slightly, but it doesn't really do any of that shit. Yeah, I have no energy, so what's going on here? Oh, there's still randoms here. Or did they just turn up? What part of Sydney am I from? The boring part. It's all the boring part right now, though, isn't it? Did I just scare someone else off? Anyway, so yeah, I guess if I have nothing to say, we could just sit around every now and then. I don't think this is the sort of thing that I'm going to be scheduling because, if you don't feel anything, do you feel like scheduling something? No. Yeah. New hair, new look. I guess I've always had a little bit of emptiness though, and I'm in therapy, or I've made that video about it. It was warm in Sydney. It's just that big random storm came through and the dogs freaked out. And so the little one was shaking and had to cuddle him for a bit. And the big one just ran off and sat with Dave and was like, oh, I'm totally not scared, but he was scared. Yeah. Actually, the one thing that's been annoying me the last few days, like I already feel empty and blah, but then there's some neighbors doing some construction, and the last couple of days they've just had power tools like super loud, and I just want to sit outside and basically do what we've been doing here, like just sit around, maybe play with my plants, because I've got some stuff, I've got those seeds I need to plant, and everything is growing because it's spring and it's just getting out of control. But I can't go outside because there's horrible noise and my brain feels like And I think the first day they were just sanding something, or I don't know, it was a constant kind of constant sound. And then like today and yesterday it's been this jackhammer, and I think they've been ripping up their old pool, their old swimming pool, and it's just like they started at 8 o'clock today, 8 in the fucking morning, and yeah, so that threw off today's plans. I did my Sunday's cleaning day stuff today because I'm betting, gambling that they're not going to be working on a Sunday, and maybe I can sit outside tomorrow and it's supposed to be another nice warm day. Because it's really hard to motivate myself to do anything at the moment. Palmgrave Australia is one of the things I can do because it has not exactly deadlines, but I need to get them done in a reasonable time frame. So yeah, that gives me like, that taps into my natural sense of like, you know, I have to do the thing because it's not just a thing for me. Someone's relying on me. And then, yeah, but I finished that and we're just waiting for it to go live. So that'll be in the next few days. And so the only other way that I can make myself do anything, like, I have no deadlines, but plants grow and they don't stop growing just because you're feeling shit and lazy. So plants kind of giving me something to do when I feel like doing nothing. But I haven't been able to do that because of the noise outside. So I just like, I don't know, gone into zombie mode with my YouTube open in one screen and playing Neopets in the other screen and just like letting my brain melt out my ears. Feeling worse and worse. Where? No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok. I'm too old and grumpy, and yeah, I don't have the motivation for it. They're talking about a headache. There's actual construction going. Well, I do have a headache. I'm sort of wondering if maybe I'm like depressed but without feeling sad, because I feel like I've got, or almost got, a lot of the symptoms, just not the sad feeling. I'm just like empty, and I've lost interest in everything. Has my sleep changed? My sleep's always shit. Although, like, it's spring in Sydney, so my hay fever's kicked up a notch. So I didn't today, but for a lot of days I've been taking kids Dimetap because that's all I can handle, and a half dose because that's all I can handle. And so that sort of helps control the hay fever, but I think it makes me sleepy as well, like just a little bit. And I think maybe it's not causing everything I feel, but it's probably contributing. I hate that I don't know what I think. I hate that I can't trust my own brain. And then, you know, I can feel things, but also think that's just a feeling and it's not helpful. You know, what could I be doing instead? And I don't know, like, thinking healthier things doesn't help stop the unhealthy feelings. So frustrating. Oh, here's a folder I left open. Noise pollution. Yeah, well, I mean, in some ways you could consider me noise pollution. But, yeah, anyway. So I need to work on my cult. I know I said I was going to do YouTube memberships, and that was going to be like, I don't know, a stand-in for my cult, but I just have no motivation to do anything. I keep starting things and not going anywhere with it. I'm so close to finishing typing up my poems for book 6. It's always a weird experience reading them, though, because like then I would try and remember what state of mind I was in or what was happening at the time. And sometimes it just gets a little bit like, sounds like anxiety. No, I don't have anxiety. I mean, I have a higher baseline anxiety probably than the average person, but I don't have anxiety as a disorder. Depression's usually my problem, but I just don't feel depressed at the moment. I just feel kind of like empty and blah, and the world's not real. Yeah, and hopefully this new psychologist will have something to help me out. Or just hypnotize me into like a chicken and my life will be better. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I was just sort of sitting around and like, what can I do to pass the time between now and going to bed? And so yeah, I just sit around, live stream. I guess it's been a little bit more entertaining than I thought because you guys are talking about all kinds of crap in the chat, and it's just like, really what? Um, yeah, no, see, I feel like this without like regardless of the pandemic. I can see in my Facebook memories I've been having problems like this almost since I recovered from depression. Like I recovered from depression at the start of 2018 maybe, and then I had a few months of actually feeling good sometimes. But definitely by this time 3 years ago, I was feeling flat. Um and then I can also see like 13 years ago writing similar things, like just about being disconnected from reality and all that. So I think this is like a long-term problem for me. Um, I guess with the pandemic, the main thing is like there's less to break up the monotony. Like no one's really making me go anywhere. Although I've been on a few Bunnings runs because plants, they don't stop growing just because you're in lockdown. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would be here in this position anyway. I don't know. You're the ants, right? You liked my ant videos, or am I thinking of someone else? Oh my god. Imagine having enough motivation to go to the gym. Yeah, no, I'm just like super flat. Hey, I remember sometimes. I'm not good at people, but every now and then I remember. I remember to match up like a name and a person. Um, do you suffer from dissociation when you say you feel disconnected? Like that's something that I've been contemplating recently. I When I read about dissociative symptoms, they always sound more extreme than what I actually experience. People talk about walking in a fog or something, which like I get brain fog, but I don't feel like that. In terms of the dissociation thing, it's more of like a depression thing. When my brain gets foggy, it's like the heavy brain fog, not I'm walking in a fog or um uh yeah. I guess I have a few moments where I'm sort of like suddenly feel a bit like I'm watching myself, but like not from outside myself. It's just like I'm here and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, but I'm simultaneously observing myself like from here, not from some outside um thing. Uh and yeah, but like it's so hard to know because I've never been inside anyone else's head. So when someone describes something they experience, like all I can all I can get from it is how they've used their language to explain it, and maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. Maybe I do experience it more. Just got home and I can actually time it. Hiking, night hiking. I don't know. I used to go on random night walks, but really, I just take the little one out these days in the morning, usually before the press conference, but they're not really doing them so much now. And if they do a press conference, like they said, it's going to be if there's something important. And if they don't say anything important, I feel cheated. Well, see, you don't know the reason for my night walks. That was when I was very crazy, and so I was taking my dark side for a walk. Um, which, nothing weird about that, right? That's a whole other kettle of fish that I probably don't want to talk about in a live stream. Or do I? Maybe when I'm like all out of it is the perfect time to ask me random questions. I don't know. Um, yeah, anyway. No, the press conferences that annoy me the most are when ScoMo gets up and you're like, oh, what's he announcing? And half the time he's just recounting what we already know. And I'm like, tell us something new. Like I get it. The rollout's going this far. We've already got that. Like, if you don't have anything new, don't waste my time. What breeds are your dogs? So My little one, he's a Maltese Chihuahua, as far as we know, because, rescue dog, but they're pretty sure his mum was a Maltese because she was the one at the rescue shelter. Not sure about the dad, but they think Chihuahua. And then Marley, who was in here before, he's a Labrador from the same shelter, but we got him when he was a lot older. Nothing crazy. I do the same thing, but I talk to you soon. I don't know when I'll be back, but, if we like sitting around doing nothing, that's pretty easy for me. Like, I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing anyway, so maybe we can sit around and do nothing together, or you guys can talk about zombie poo. Oh, dear. It does sort of raise a question, though. Like, if a zombie is eating someone, the pieces of person have to go somewhere. I mean, like, if it was more of a skeleton, right, and it bit something, then the pieces would just sort of fall out. Like, they don't get digested or anything, they just fall out, as the zombie's going about, and there's like all these chunks of person scattered around the skeleton zombie. But if it's a newly made zombie, maybe hasn't even been buried, it's just one of those ones that's been bitten and then like turns into a zombie, and so it's basically just a person who's like, walking around, or like me right now, I guess, sort of feeling like, and then it would bite a person, and then it would still go into the body. But if the body's not operating, you've got your jumper on, you're not going to fit. I think he wants to go running around under the bed, which he does every now and then. And he just like goes under and scratches at something, and I have no idea what he's trying to do. You've got your jumper on, you won't fit, babe. Yeah, he's rubbing his face on the floor. You're not going to fit. I can take your jumper off. Oh. So zombies, if it was eating someone, but if the body's processes aren't working, does it just like... Oh, thanks for that contribution, Hope. I just feel like, the zombie would try and eat stuff, but nothing's really working, so the zombie would just get like kind of full of parts. Maybe it would make it to the stomach, and then it's just like getting full of parts until it can't possibly swallow anything else, and so it just like, it's biting stuff, but it's not actually able to swallow anything, and then bits just sort of fly out onto the floor anyway, apart from what they've already taken in. But it's very likely that the decomposition makes the belly explode. But if they were newly dead, like, that takes a while, so they'd be able to like try to eat people for 3 days or so. Maybe. I don't know how long it takes. Do you play the drums behind you? No, I can't even get in there. Like, there's not enough space. Also, the hi-hat pedal, I need to get a new one because it's the older version, and there's this little rubber bit, and over time it gets like it just stiffens up and it won't flex anymore, which means when you stomp on it, it doesn't really trigger the thing properly, whereas the new design doesn't have that problem. They've redesigned it, and so I want to get one of them. It will cost me maybe about $300. Which, do I want to spend that if I don't really play anything? On the other hand, government stimulus money that I've saved up, I could if I wanted to. So maybe I will at some point, but there's like shortages and everything, so I think they're kind of hard to come by right now. I suppose I should play like just to hit stuff, but yeah, I can hold a basic beat not very well for a short period of time before I get bored and just be like, yeah, this was a great idea. And And then, yeah, I've got all my junk on top of it, but also the space that it's in is a little bit small. I don't have enough space for all my stuff. That's why I need to get rid of stuff, like. But I'm so empty that I don't know what to get rid of. And do I trust myself to get rid of stuff? Okay. Yeah, so anyway. Well, it's almost 10:30. Am I tired yet? Tired enough to sleep? Hey, you! You're a good boy. Are you waiting for me to sleep? Oh. Well, I guess we could. I could take some Panadol and... Is that a depression headache? Might be. Alright, well... I can tell you the story that I heard on the bus. And this is, I was probably in primary school when I heard this story. It's kind of... Do I really want to tell that story? Because, Alright, well, so... we've got 3 dudes. Let's call them... Like, this is... I'm already like... Oh, shit, because I feel so flat, I'm not gonna be able to tell it in a very enthusiastic way. But, okay, so there's 3 dudes. We'll call them, like, Anthony, Ben, and Charlie. Hello, puppy. Yeah, we're still going. I'm telling a story. Because I've been asked to tell a story, and it's not going to be a very good story, but... Yeah, so we got 3 dudes. Anthony, Ben, and Charlie. And they're off in some random country going through like a rainforest maybe, and they come across some kind of strange tribe who capture them and threaten to kill them, cook them up, and yeah, unpleasantness. But the tribe set a test for them and managed to convey somehow, whether they speak the same language by magic or through just like demonstrating, I don't know, they managed to communicate to these three dudes that they have to pass this test, otherwise that they're going to be killed and cooked and eaten. So the first part of the test is they have to go out into the forest and find 7 pieces of the same kind of fruit. And so, they all go off, each on their own, to find 7 pieces of fruit. And Anthony comes back first, and he's got 7 apples. And at this point, the next part of the test is revealed. And, if he passes this, he's free. If not, he gets killed and cooked and eaten. And so he's got his 7 apples, and the tribe guys are like, yep. So now what you've got to do is you've got to put these up your butt without making any kind of reaction. So you're not allowed to, express pain or giggle or anything. You just have to do it very calmly. And if you manage to do that, and of course, they're apples, so he fails, he reacts. And so they kill him and they cook him and they eat him. The next one to come back, his name, he was Ben, and he's got 7 cherries. And they tell him, yep, so you've got to put them up your butt and not react at all. And so he's doing actually pretty well. And just as he gets up to the 7th cherry, he suddenly bursts out laughing. So the tribe, they kill him and they cook him and they eat him. Meanwhile, in the spirit world, it's always capitalism. In the spirit world, so Anthony has been watching, as a spirit, and then Ben turns up, and Anthony's like, you were doing so well, like you were almost there, you just had to do one more, and you would have been fine, what happened? And Ben's like, yeah, it was going fine, but then I saw Charlie coming out of the forest, or the rainforest, or whatever, and he was carrying pineapples. And this is the quality of storytelling that I heard on the bus home as a primary school kid. Are you happy with that story? Is that one acceptable? No, it's only cannibalism, maybe, and rarely. and not butt stuff. I've dated a guy who was into butt stuff, and I was just like, yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that wasn't the kind of story you're expecting me to tell, was it? Well, that's because I heard it on a bus on the way home from my conservative Catholic school. But I went to a girls' school, and this is what I heard from some of the kids who were coming home from the boys' school. Of course, because it's such a boys' school thing. Yeah, well, you've now heard of, what stories they're telling on the buses home from conservative Catholic land. Although, were they Catholic? There was some denomination of Christian, I don't remember. Yeah, so there's a bedtime story for you guys. Try not to think too hard about it. I think I'm gonna go and, take some Panadol. Should I do Nurofen? I don't know, I'm just, Yeah, boys. Yeah, it's definitely the boys. Because it's so gross. Boys are gross. Therefore, it's maths. Alright, yeah. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you for keeping me company. And we'll do this again sometime, but I guess I'll have to frame it as some kind of mandatory cult ritual because that's what you guys are into. And we'll get going with destructionism. Somehow I'll find an excuse to make this fit. Yeah, Hope's giving me the look. Good night, everyone.